expansion of the universe and the machinations that govern it. With the strike that felled Uranus, Gaia's long endurance became release. Space did not merely open, it expanded, and with that expansion, the figures that had once been felt as powers took on permanence. What had been compressed unfolded outward, and each titan found its place in the forming world. Cronus, having struck, set time in motion, no longer static, but a forward current in which beginnings could end and be replaced. Oceanus spread outward and was allowed his shape, becoming the vast encircling waters that marked the world's edge. Mnemosyne, no longer crushed by pressure, began to remember. Memory gained duration, and what happened could now be recorded and recalled. Hyperion's light was free to travel, no longer trapped between earth and sky. Themis settled into measure and balance, law emerging where space allowed order to persist. Earth settled, sky receded, light traveled, memory endured. The Titans, once living tensions, resolved into the elements and forces of a stable reality. The cosmos, no longer suspended between pressures, began at last to organize itself into a world. Power changed hands, not through justice, but through violence. Because in the Greek cosmos, succession is never granted. It is taken. Yet this taking did not begin with Cronus. It began with Gaia and with Eros. Eros, the ancient pull toward connection, became in Gaia something more precise: will. Not a sudden impulse, but a sustained insistence, the understanding that endurance alone is not enough. Endurance without choice does not protect. It quietly turns into a cell. Gaia's will was the desire to create space where life could move, to release what had been pressed too tightly within her, to allow what she had born to exist beyond containment. What we share with these elements is this same force. Will is not domination, but refusal. The refusal to remain closed when life demands room. The refusal to mistake holding for love. Gaia wanted her children free not to rule the world, but to let the world continue. A cosmos that cannot move cannot live. To hold forever is not preservation, but suffocation. To open is not destruction, but care. From the blood that fell upon the earth, new beings were born. The Furies, the giants, the spirits of vengeance. The world had widened. Sky and earth were parted. Time moved forward, but the pattern that had torn Uranus from his place did not end with him. In Cronus, fear woke early, the same dread his father had known. He had opened the world by overthrowing one generation, and now he heard a whisper of the same fate waiting in the children he would one day beget. Soon he would take a wife, rear, and swallow his own offspring as they were born. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon. One child would escape, a last son, hidden as Cronus himself had once been hidden. His name would be Zeus. But that is the next turn of the story, the moment when the fear of creation returns and the cycle begins again.